4. If you were to go to a Matter track meet this year, it's without question, people knew about us because of our 4x4 relay. They ran at the Kansas relays, the Drake relays, and ran the leading time in Class 1A by almost 10 seconds at one point in the season. The 4 that ran at the state meet finished off what I would consider to be one of the most productive days in state meet history for Class 1A, and they set the state meet record in team scoring when we left. Kyle Dolacek, Lincoln Martin, Eric Freed, and Jacob Sabatka stepped forward. Please give them a hand. In the 4x800, this was our second gold medal at the meet, but it was the first relay victory ever for a Matter team. This group ran well as a young group in 2A last year. We knew when we graduated one athlete that there would be a lot of kids signing up, wanting to be a part of that. We had 7 runners this year vying for that spot in the top 4. At the state meet, Kyle Dolacek, Trevor Anderson, Eric Freed, and Noah Larson ran on to the number 2 time in school history and a state championship. On to the medley. This was a huge turning point for us in the state meet. As I said, there were several long faces when we went into the field house at Drake Stadium. It was literally, I don't know if any of these young gentlemen have ever lost a pet, but I would say that was the same expression they'd all had. As coaches, we looked at however we could get these kids pumped up, and we knew we had one kid on the team that was extremely excited about his performance earlier in the day. Grant Stats was also a qualifier in the 110 hurdles. However, we felt that as strong as Grant was personally, with his excitement from the 400-meter hurdles, that he was the guy that we needed to turn those other 3 around. Grant's energy got the other boys to smile, made sure that we got ourselves down there and warmed up properly, and ran on to a school record and another gold medal for Mount Airy. Grant Stats, Lincoln Martin, Jacob Sabatka, and Eric Freed, please step forward and take applause. And I saved the big guy for last. Joe is our food critic. He is our, I don't know, he's our comedian, along with Jack Jones, but Joe seems to have a rather immaculate memory, so to speak. Joe is our lone field event qualifier, and in the 6 years Coach Wallace and I have been together, we've had a field event athlete at the state meet. So Joe continued that streak for us this year. Joe was 12th in the discus with 1 throw.
Yeah.
He was a wild man, but he got 1 throw in there and ran really well for us. One thing to kind of cut this short, wanted to really let the class of 1964 know how much of an influence you had on these young men, whether it be their football seasons or their track seasons. You guys have always set the bar high. And that was one thing as a group. When I was a kid in high school, I heard the stories, was fortunate enough to have a coach that was a member of those teams, and really tried to pass this down to these young men. It takes an individual to win a state championship, but to win a title, it takes a town. Thank you all for your support and showing these young men what it means to be from Mount Airy.